What's up, guys? Who here wants to learn how to market their construction business? We got good audio? Check, check. Who here wants to learn how to market their construction business? Yeah. So, you've heard sales from Tom. You've heard branding from Sean. Man, this is exciting because it's the first step in the marketing, in the business flow. Marketing is the first step because you have marketing, which leads to sales, which leads to estimating, which leads to project management, which then leads to your admin and bookkeeping. So you can't have sales without marketing. And I love what Sean was talking about branding, because it's super, super crucial to get your brand straight so you can then market that brand, because we want to attract our target customer, our target client. So who here has, you guys all have the marketing roadmap for contractors. This is pretty much a 30-step roadmap. And if you start at the beginning, we're going to talk about defining your target audience. On the back side of this, there's a QR code to the online course. And I would hope, who here actually has the online course already? Anyone? Yeah. Feedback? Good? Bad? Good? So I'm going to try to give you a piece of gold from each module, which is a step in the roadmap. So the first thing that you want to do is define your target, right? And you've heard about this from a couple other speakers, so it's apropos. Who here has ever shot a gun? If you want to use not the most, but the minimal amount of bullets, energy, resources to use a shotgun or a sniper rifle. A sniper. So our goal here is to maximize our ROI, our return on investment. We don't want to spend so much marketing effort to the wrong audience. So this is why this is step number one. We want to speak directly to our prospect, to their needs, their preferences, their pain points. We want to understand their demographics, their psychographics. What are they like? What colors do they like? Where do they like to go? What do they like to eat? What are their common characteristics, goals, challenges, preferences, pain points, decision-making processes? We want to develop these avatars. That's an avatar of a very happy client because you've defined him and he's getting an ad or a reach out or whatever it may be in the 30 steps here of how you reach him according to his needs. This is the main point for number one, is it's not just about your services, it's about their needs. And it's only about their needs. Your services they marry to that. So, in the course, I go through a whole really very detailed breakdown of defining your target audience and building these avatars. But who here has their business on Google? Good. So this is, I call it the Holy Grail. Google is the Holy Grail because you can't not do this. Who here wants to take a guess about how many of my leads come from my Google business listing? Shout it out. 90 to 95. We'll just call it 90%. 90% of my leads come from Google My Business. I've talked to a lot of people, and they're like, I'm like on a coaching call with them or something like that. I'm like, so you have it, let me see your Google listing or whatever. Either they don't have it or they have 0 reviews. So get your business on Google, get those client reviews, and your business will start to take off. But who here knew that Google was actually also a mini social media platform? Raise your hand if you knew that. Nobody. People can not only read reviews, see your hours of business, get directions, call you directly, click over to your website, which is the most important thing, but they can see posts, photos of your team, photos of your projects, even videos that you make, posts on Google have been around for many years, for a couple years. And I would say it's the next new thing. Pretty cool. So this also significantly increases your SEO and everything like that. You know, the little map that pops up. I mean, you know, like if you say general contractors in Jacksonville, Florida, hopefully J-Lane Construction will pop up in that little map. So this is all gonna help with that. And that's having my business on Google. So this works wonders when people are searching for construction businesses in the area. Module number 3, and again, these are just a couple gold points, not even all the gold nuggets. There's so much gold in the course. But is your website. This is the number 1 key. This is the hub. Everything revolves around your website. It's like a spoke. It's a hub. It's the hub. And all these different spokes are all these other things that lead to your website. So, do you guys want to hear, real quick, 15 crucial things to have on your website? Write this down. I'm going to go through it. Speed round. Give you a second to prepare. Okay. Can someone get me a tissue? Thanks. You can just put it there. Thank you. Your phone number. Make sure it's big. Make sure people can see it within 2 seconds. Okay? This goes back to that branding thing. Sean, that was an amazing talk, but you want to make your phone number big. It's going to increase conversions. You want people calling you, but who here has their business number going to their cell phone? Raise your hand. Don't be. Okay. You wonder why you're so stressed out. Get a virtual office. That's what I did like 8 or 9 years ago. They take like 904 500 Lane. They take all my calls. My business is registered there. They take my mail. It's been amazing. Okay, number 2, under website stuff. Project photos. Show off your portfolio. I'm going to speed up a little bit. Showcase the type of work that you do. Number 3, past client logos. This is something I started doing recently. I showcase that I've done work for Pepsi and BMW and this company and that company, and people are like, oh, wow, builds credibility, right? Who are you? Who are you and what do you do, right? Someone shout out, you, what do you do and what do you specialize in? Remodeling. Okay, so I'm sure that's clear on your website, right? Yes. And of course you have a website. Great, but you want to go deep into the niche. Like for example, George Headley, I don't know if anyone, I did one podcast with him, I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he wrote a book and he's amazing. But I was on a consultation call with him like 8.5 years ago, or maybe it was like 7.5, something like that. And I'm like, well, I want to be a commercial general contractor. He's like, well, get that residential crap off your website. I was like, well, hold on, I'm scared. That's a fear of lack, like scarcity mindset. The minute I got that residential stuff off my website, that is the minute that my commercial general contracting career skyrocketed. Awards. Feature awards that you've gotten, recognition that you've received, client testimonial videos. Having other people, your past clients, shout your praise is the number 1 thing that's going to drive your business forward once that's on your website. This is going to help you massively close deals when you're sitting there. They already know you, like you, trust you, and want to do business with you, are excited to do business with you, know you have a track record, right? And they're excited to sign the contract. Provides major confidence in the minds of people researching you, and then when they're sitting down for the close. The next thing, add a CEO's statement. It could be written, it could be a video, be personable, authoritative, and friendly, right? You want people to want to do business with you. You want them to get to know you as a person. Team photos. People do business with people. If you have photos of your team, what I do, man, I grab my 50 mil Sony camera and I sit them, in front of my office and I'm like, yo, give me your best smile, and I tell jokes. And it gets that smile, and then people are like, wow, these seem like really, really awesome people. Team videos. So not everyone is a camera person, but If I can, I like to sit my team down and film them. What do you do? What can clients expect from you, right? What's your role in the company? Project types. You don't want people reaching out to you wasting your time. So put the types of projects that you do. You don't want the residential tire kickers. It's, the kitchens, the bathrooms. If it's not what you do, put a list of project types. If you look at my website, I'm very clear that I do commercial projects, and I list out all the different stuff that I do. Medical facilities, bottling facility, whatever it is, vet clinics. I'm very specific in the list exactly what I do. Then you want to explain your process, because marketing and sales marketing and sales are coupled, but you are walking your client through the process. So I like to add a couple explainer graphics. If you, not on my homepage, but if you click on my Our Processes page, it's a sub page of my website, it's literally like a chart that goes across like this, and it has a couple checkpoints. And if it's design build, if it's just a construction contract, if it's this and that, then I say, this is where you get your design contract signed, and this is a contract point, but this is the conceptual phase, and then you have the design phase, and then you have we estimate the drawings, then we have the construction phase. And each of these points are contract points. You could sign one design build contract, you could sign a design contract, then you could sign a build contract. There's many ways to do it. You could have pre-construction stuff over here, contracts, we'll submit your permits for you. We'll do this for you. We'll do that for you. We'll do a feasibility study, etc. Because the sooner you can exchange money and value, because you're giving value and they're giving you value, they give you money, you give them, whatever's in the contract, then it builds trust, right? I think Tom mentioned that earlier. People will give you more money after they've already given you money. Case studies, right? I'm going to kind of speed up here a little bit. Showcase projects and challenges that you overcome in the past. Client onboarding, it could be videos, gifts. This goes back to your internal processes as well. You can build kind of something like that as well for your clients, right? For them to be comfortable of what it's going to be like working with you in your company. They know what to expect. And then you could add a blog. This builds SEO and authority. And then the last thing is new client forms. Does everyone have a new client form on their website? God bless you. Okay. I would highly recommend it, because people will call you. Calling's great, a little old school, but the form is where we collect most of our data, and it flows straight into HubSpot. Clay's going to touch on that probably a little bit later, but in the form, and by the way, in the course I give you my whole form. It's all just it's a template, bro. There's 20 downloads in the course. It's not just me talking. It's hours of video and downloads. So if you're interested, buy the course. It'll really help you. But do they want the lowest price? Do they want the best quality? Do they want the fastest timeline? What's their project estimated budget? Is it 0 to 25 grand? Is it 50 to 100, 100 to quarter million to $500,000? What is it? Then you can weed out the people that say 0 to 25 and I want the lowest price, and it's a residential project. Ding, 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 right? You weed them out. You send them a friendly email, be like, this isn't exactly who we are. Who here calls Chick-fil-A, asks for a burger? Am I right? If you do $2 million to $5 million commercial projects, you want to make that very clear on your website, so the $20,000 an hour residential projects don't even contact you. Because why do you want them to contact? Oh, I get so many leads. Bro, you're just wasting time. Wouldn't you rather be with your wife, be on vacation in the mountains, wherever, and not having to deal with leads that don't make any sense? Step 4, SEO. You guys know what this stands for, right? Search engine optimization. So it's a tricky one. What I did was I hired a professional SEO marketer to do my SEO for 7 months when I first started my business. They got all the backlinks, helped me rank in search, like general contractors in Jacksonville, Florida, or plumbers near me, or whatever you guys do. Your goal is to become the contractor on the first page of Google. What's up, guys? So in the course, I go through a mini masterclass on SEO, but for the sake of time, let's move on. So The fifth step, client testimonial videos. And I did touch on this, but here's your client. And he's happy, right? We all want happy clients. And this is you. Filming him saying, this guy did my 6,000 square foot tenant improvement and it was awesome. This is what I did for my first commercial project. And this, my friends, is the key to unlocking the career that you want. This is how I did it. This is how I snowballed my commercial general contracting career. Imagine having 5 to 10 raving client testimonial videos on your website. There's no way when the person that is a commercial developer or a client clicks on your website, there's no way that they're not going to want to hire you, right? Because look at all these people. But how do you pull the juice from the client? How do you tell a good story? I go very far into detail in that in the course. Online reviews. I touched on this before, so I'll kind of skim by, but it's going to make closing deals much faster. Would you buy something on Amazon that had 0 reviews? No. Would you buy something that had like a star ranking, like whatever? Even if you look at, 4.8, you don't even have to read the reviews. At least me, my wife does that. she'll read, she's in there getting lunch ready. She'll go through and read all the reviews. Some people just look, at least me, to save time. Good enough. The total star ranking is good enough, and they have this many reviews. Make sense? So, construction clients are the same way. So, here's a little tidbit. You can keep a note on your phone with this link. If you go into your Google Business Manager, the app, if you click Get More Reviews, the Share Review Form button, take that, and in the course, I give you even a little, like a template text to just like copy and paste and send to your client. Hey, we loved working with you on this project. Hope that you loved it, etc. You already had that relationship. Make sure they're a happy client. Be like, yeah, this guy 1 star. Just make sure that you're good, and reach out to him and ask for the review. You're not going to get reviews if you don't ask. People aren't going to be like, oh, the kindness of my heart. I want to spend an extra 7 minutes like writing out this thing. You could even give them a little template of kind of what to write and let them fill in how they felt. But I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but, So share that review form. It'll literally pop up. They have to be signed into Google, but it'll just say the star ranking, just boom, in 1 click. Click the button. How many stars do you want to give? 5. Write something. Post. Streamlining. Social media. Okay, and again, we're starting with the basics here. So I'll go quick, but obviously we all know having a strong online presence these days is super crucial because they know you before they call you. Use social media accounts that you're comfy with. If you don't like TikTok, bro, you don't have to be on TikTok. If you just love Instagram, or you're just a LinkedIn guy, or you just are comfy on Facebook, do that if that makes you happy and comfy, right? Use the things that you enjoy using. And here's the main point. Nobody cares about your drywall. I see a lot of you guys, I'm not saying don't post project photos. I'm just saying a lot of you guys aren't presenting yourselves, right? Mike's doing a great job of this recently. He's presenting himself on camera. If it's just grab the iPhone or grab a nice camera, whatever, and just be yourself, because people do business with who? With drywall, right? No, with people. They want you, man. They want the drywall, but they do business with people. They're not doing business with the drywall. So just show your personality. People want to connect with a person and not framing. So you can still use the framing to say, hey, like this is why we bucketed this beam this certain way, and this is how it's being structurally supported, and etc., and kind of add that personal touch. Who here uses lead services? Do they work? Yeah. Yeah. So, Thumbtack, HomeAdvisor, Angie's List, these are the platforms that I started on. Are you residential or commercial? Residential. Okay. If you're trying to get into the commercial world, I would not recommend lead services necessarily. This is a great place to start, but it's really best for residential contractors. And Let me explain something. Okay, here's the client, right? And they say, hey, I have a project. This board is too low. We'll have to buy a taller one for next year. And there's all these GCs or whatever, and they are all trying to get this project. Bottom feeders. If you walk away with anything, this is a good point. Let alone you, that Mac Daddy and GC. You know what I'm saying, son? And these clients are all down here saying, please, 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 I want you to do my project. When you position yourself as the authority in the field, when you position yourself as someone that everyone wants to do business with you, focus on building your brand. Right, Sean? Wherever he went. When you build your brand, clients seek you out. I haven't sought out a client in like the last half a decade to 7 years or something, just because of my Google reviews. I did the SEO for 7 months. I have no idea if that helped or not, but it got me started. You want to rank and search. Then people find you. They click to your website. They watch your client testimonial videos. You can get some lead services when you're first starting. I did it myself, and I would go, and I would build a set of stairs. I would build a deck, and then I'm like, I'll build an addition, and then I'll. So it kind of you have to step it up. But don't compete. Don't get stuck competing with all these low bid contractors. Say it. I am not a low bid GC. I have a personal brand, which feeds my business. I just came up with that. Coined that. Who here believes print advertising is dead? Okay. I believe it's not what I lean on 100%, but it can still be super relevant in the construction industry. This is a fantastic way of getting your brand in front of clients. I'm going to ask you guys what you think this is. Fire? What? Oh, a flyer. Good guess. Okay, I'm going to keep drawing. I've always been a great artist. Yes. Even if your client gets your print advertising and throws it in the trash, they've still seen it. I got chills, man. You can create brochures, flyers, you can distribute them at networking events, trade shows. You could do direct mail flyers. If you put their problem that you solve in your headlines with your solution, they're more likely to call you. Every construction project is an opportunity to advertise with job site signage. Wrap all your trucks. Include a few bullet points on your signs and your trucks. I do new construction, tenant improvements, design build, whatever. There's a couple of bullet points things. So physical materials can also stay in people's offices for a long time. Oh yeah, there's that mug, there's that cookie, there's that koozie, there's that sticker, there's that flyer, there's that brochure, there's that pen. In the course, I literally give you a download of 100 small printed items for you to use, and another download in this module of 100 printed advertising ideas, like the trucks, but there's 100 of them. Each module has an epic download, by the way. Like the SEO one has a list of 100 things about SEO you can either give to your SEO guy or you can learn it yourself. It explains it. It's like a mini masterclass in SEO. But branded items keep your business top of mind, and they create multiple touch points. The more you can touch your client, right? And I love what Tom said about the unexpected, intentional touch points. That is something that I was just talking to Clay, who is my sales guy, who's transitioning from project manager to sales. He's still kind of doing both, so we're making that transition. But that's something that we're going to implement. And I literally did it when Tom was talking. I was like, I texted that developer because I've been meaning to reach out to him regardless. Does anyone run paid ads? One guy. On Facebook? Okay. There's Facebook, there's Instagram, which is Meta, it's both. And there's also Google, which Google owns YouTube and stuff like that as well. So this has serious power to connect you with a broader audience. So if this is your current demo, right, that's demographic, what ads do is they allow you to pinpoint and even beyond, bro. Like, it's kind of unlimited. You can zero in your audience. Be like, you know what? I want to branch out. I want to reach these people that have a different interest or have a different project type or whatever. Where do they live? How old are they? What do they earn? What are they into? What are they searching for online? So you can really find some new prospects, and you can also use retargeting. I don't know if you guys use retargeting, but when you install something, does anyone know what it's called on your website? Maybe these young guys like Trevor? Pixel. Is that what you said? Yeah, that's it. It's a small piece of code called a pixel, and you just embed it onto your website, and it just follows your client around like a little shadow, and you're like, oh, remember me? You were looking at my website, bro. You didn't buy anything. Retargeting. Then you craft engaging content that your current demographic or your new target audience, whatever, wants, is interested in, because you did step number one. You developed your target audience. And then that content pops up in front of their face. And then they buy from you and make millions of dollars. It's not that hard, guys. Online bid rooms, who uses them? Show of hands. One guy. Okay. Does it work? Yeah? Okay. I'm curious to see, because I haven't had any success on them, really. But it is an option, and here's a strategic way to use it. Architects. This is just my personal way that I kind of just like did it. But I was like, okay, online bid rooms. iSquareFoot, the Blue Book Network, Bid Clerk, Plan Hub, Construction Journal, Dodge, Smart Bid, Construct Connect, Building Connected. There's all these ones, right? And I go to a lot of detail in the course about how to use each one, but you can find the plans, you can download the drawings. You'd be like, look on the right side. Everyone knows that on a set of drawings, there's this little thing here, and it's got his little stamp or whatever, and then all this information. Go meet with them in their office. That's what I did, and it led to an amazing bunch of relationships with lots of architects who either build or design stuff that I build or refer me clients. Upselling. Okay, it's not about unnecessary change orders, right? It's about providing more value to the client. It's about enhancing the original purchase. It's not just about increasing your business revenue, although it will, but it's about getting the clients a better end result, right? And it's also reduces your marketing cost, right? Because your client is right there, bro. You just, hey, sign here for the more energy efficient windows, for, different things that are gonna be more aesthetic or functional, etc. So I really go into a lot of detail in the course, but for the sake of time, architects and engineers, these are the primary consultants in construction projects, right? So these people recommend you to clients. So it's all about relationships, right? You want to show genuine interest in their projects. Mike could probably, speak to this because he's an architect and a contractor, but acknowledge their accomplishments. Attend industry events, right? Conferences, trade shows, engage in meaningful conversations with these people. And what I did with like that one architect I met on the bid room, I hired him. I did a project with him. I'm like, hey man, let's do a design build project together. And then he's like, oh, okay, this guy actually knows what he's doing, as a general contractor. Then, because you have to put weight on them referring you. You have to, it's important. It's their reputation on the line. You want to make sure that you are taking that seriously. So give them work, right? Give them design projects. This is going to be, and then take them to coffee, And then that's going to be a steady stream of new clients and leads. So architects and engineers, it's kind of the same thing. So investors, man, sometimes these paper things just don't cooperate. And property managers, right? I'm sorry, investors is next. Brokers and property managers. Develop insight into their portfolio and what they need. Again, it comes down to their needs. What do they need for their properties? Maybe this broker's specific property. They have a strip center. Be like, these tenants are about to go in. Or this multifamily property manager has this structural issue. Or their stucco we had a stucco guy right there, is cracking. And so you know that that's what they need, right? So you could offer expert advice, free consultations, walkthroughs, complimentary expert advice, and they'd be like, okay, this guy really knows what he's talking about. You are going to be their first call, then they're going to sign a contract or refer you to their tenant, right? If they're a broker, they might refer me to their tenant, or I'll do some landlord work for them, right? If it's a commercial space. But just demonstrate your reliability and your communication and so many other things with every interaction. Don't let anything slip past the cracks. Okay, so investors are always buying properties, right? So there's a lot in the course, but I'm kind of speed through just anyway, some of the high level things. But if you can increase their property value through your quality work and understand their primary concern, which any guesses is ROI. Yeah. If you can speak their language, cap rates, their ROI, pro forma, cash on cash return, due diligence, their CapEx, right? There's all these different things that you can be like, oh yeah, well, we do this value add, approach with this thing, and again, offer them value engineering services, cost-effective renovations, offer them a strong warranty, and then just be their go-to source, be responsive, do progress photos, and this is all the basic stuff, consistently deliver excellence. So, this can be a big source depending on what your goals are. If this is part of your target audience, go after it, right? Developers. I was sitting on a plane one time, and I sat next to this guy. His name was Harry. I was like, what do you do? He's like, I'm a commercial developer. I was like, I'm a commercial general contractor. And we just talked the whole airplane ride. And I was like, here's my number. Give me a call or a text anytime you have a project. 6 months later, he texts me, I have a ground-up airplane hangar I need built for the Fernandina Beach Airport. Next thing you know, we bid the drawings, signed the contract, built it, and we have a great relationship. And he's actually the guy I just texted. If you can build solutions to their challenges, understand the complexities of a developer, zoning and land use restrictions, parking lot design, retention ponds, building codes and regulations, et cetera, be the dependable partner. Similar thread here you guys can see with these relationships, right? Understand construction trends and then, tell them about it, right? Like, hey, I found this new, RTU, rooftop unit, right? Like, I can get it in 12 weeks, not 24 or like whatever, Focus on the end result that they're looking for. So there's so much in the course, but you get the idea. Email marketing. I personally don't like getting spam emails, so to speak, but if you can offer value, it'll change the game, right? Because some people actually enjoy getting these value add emails with topics that are relevant to them. And you can build an email list of clients that maybe they've been on your website, they fill out a form or whatever goes into your email list, and then you rock and roll with useful content, blog article. I give you literally like 100 blog article ideas in the course for residential and 100 ideas for commercial. So it's really value packed. But aim for providing value, and then you'll build a great business. Referrals and B&I groups. Anyone know what B&I stands for? Yeah, Business Networking International. So I don't know if anyone here goes to it, but if you can build a referral network, right, then you're asking clients directly for referrals. Maybe there's an incentive, but these B&I groups are interesting because they operate on the principle of reciprocity. They are there to get business and give you business. Everyone's there to refer. They get rewarded for the more they refer business to someone else. There's a lot more that I go through in the course and everything like that. I went to a B&I group and I literally walk you through like my entire experience, like inside the actual group. But educational materials, become an industry expert, right, in your field. Host webinars, provide educational resources, right? Blog posts, ebooks, produce videos, podcasts, do in-person workshops. I'm doing this here for you guys. This is kind of like me helping the industry, but I wouldn't necessarily model exactly what I'm doing because my thing is a little bit different. Like I know David is a speaker tomorrow, and we were talking like yesterday or whatever, and he was like, yeah, like my main thing wants to be like coaching and like helping the industry for contractors as his main thing. But if your main thing is construction, I would highly recommend that you guys really don't really mimic me, but do more of a client outbound for construction. Does that kind of make sense? So when you provide these educational resources, right, the materials, you are positioning yourself as the expert. So you could review products, like maybe like different brands of windows or just like whatever it is, and you're asserting your expertise, right? And just gear your content towards your desired audience and understand their pain points. Okay, so number 20, the 20th step in the roadmap, sponsoring. You could sponsor events, right? So this showcases your business to your target audience if you can get in the right rooms, right? If you're a multifamily guy, maybe you go to the multifamily events. If you're a commercial guy, you go to the commercial events, and maybe you sponsor it. You get a booth and invest, however much, $5,000, whatever it takes to really make it happen. So this elevates your brand exposure. It builds business relationships. It boosts your credibility, and it allows direct interactions, right? Because we gotta have those direct interactions. Because without, hey man, how you doing? Like look him in the eye, and I can't wait to hear about. I saw that thing on Facebook or LinkedIn, like whatever that you're doing. Oh yeah, I've seen your post too. It's like you start really kind of developing that relationship, and then especially when you sponsor events, it positions you as like, oh, this is someone that I should be paying attention to, right? Your clients think that. The 21st step is industry events. So I talked about sponsoring events, right? But if you go, I might have actually mixed these up a little bit, but as far as industry events, this is the booth thing that I was talking about, but in the course I go through how to actually set up your booth, getting the branding right, nailing your pitch beforehand, the amazing looking booth, don't leave it unattended, right? And prepare enough marketing materials to be generous to just give out, because you want to just give out as many marketing materials as you possibly could imagine. So there's a lot more to it, but let's move. 22, okay, special outings. I just recently spent over $10,000 on 6 seats for the Jaguars season tickets. What this does is, even if I don't go or my team goes, if I just give them the ticket, we gave one of our clients this preschool renovation a couple weeks ago. Next Monday morning, they signed the contract, right? So it's just kind of like, it's one of those things that you can work and deepen your relationships. And in the course, I talk through a lot of like interpersonal stuff, like architects and engineers, for example, and subcontractors. Maybe you want to talk to them personally, right? Talk about their projects, their qualifications, get to know to see if they're a good business fit. You could talk to them personally, but also talk deep business with the people like that you're going to be hiring. You know, does that kind of make sense? Make sure that they're a good fit. But for the clients, I like to keep the work talk there. I kind of flip the script, but talk more personally to them. So they're like, they feel like they know you. Hopefully this kind of makes sense on a more personal level, right? Learn about their family, their dogs, their kids, you know, and talk about the project, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, you know, how about that last vacation? You know, it's just a way to get out of the office and connect with them personal. So again, I'm not mentioning everything that comes in the course, like as far as downloads, but in this one, there's 100 professional, engaging, and interesting event ideas for you to take your clients as a construction business. So there's literally an amazing download in there. But hosting events, okay, there's a little similar thread here, but when you actually, like this, imagine doing this. What if all of you guys, like imagine yourself up here and you were all commercial developers? How epic would that be, right? So, lunch and learns, open houses, open your office up, bring in the developers, talk about what you're seeing in the construction industry, right? The lead times on electric panels. Right now, my team's not here, but 600 amp electric panels are like, what? Non-existent. They're a very long way. But so if you're seeing that, you'd be like, hey, let's, design this a little differently to work around that, right? So charity fundraisers, local festivals, community events, discuss industry trends, answer questions, talk about the industry, establish your company as a knowledgeable leader, and give back to the community. Okay, so TV and radio. This may seem a little old school, but imagine that guy and his wife sitting in his lazy boy watching TV, and you pop up, and you're like, you're doing an interview. Like I did an interview one time on Home and Garden TV in Jacksonville, like local Jacksonville television. And he's like, this is Home and Garden, but you're a commercial general contractor, and it's on my business website. He's like, what are you seeing? How do you do design build? What's the process? And we just talked for like 5 minutes. That video recording that I posted on my website has made me a lot of money because people know me, like me, trust me before they call me, right? And I just imagine if that guy's sitting there with his wife, maybe he's not on social media, right? Maybe that's kind of the point. Maybe the guy's driving his F-150 down the road with his big gulp, but he's a developer. He's one of your target clients, but he's not necessarily seeing your other stuff. Maybe his direct mail didn't reach him. Maybe your social media didn't reach him. Maybe he's not even on Facebook so you kind of, it's just another way to hit it. Or it's multiple touch points. He does see you on Facebook. He does see you on your billboards at your job site. He does see you on TV. He does see you on radio. And he's like, okay, after 7 touch points, I'm sold. This guy seems like he knows what he's doing. I see him all over the place. Rock and roll. Number 25, influencers and brand ambassadors. Okay, so this is kind of an interesting one. Having influencers, this is an option for marketing. Post or do a story, right? This could be lifestyle enthusiasts or DIY experts or real estate buffs, and maybe you pay them and say, hey, feature my business on your page, right? An influencer's endorsement can really significantly increase your brand and your trustworthiness of your brand, right? This is a really powerful form of social proof because when you're with that, you're associated with that person, and a lot of people know, like, and trust that person. Make sense? But have them use genuine storytelling versus hard sales pitches. Don't just be like, throw their logo on their Instagram story or like whatever it is. Okay, I need to move a little bit. So also brand ambassadors. This could be clients, right? Clients, I have a couple of clients like this that are just like obsessed with Jalen Construction. And he's like, we're building him a coffee shop. I think of one example, Big B Coffee. He's just like always posting like, Jalen Construction is amazing. And he's gonna do a fantastic testimonial video probably at the end. It's gonna be great. But how much time do I have left? Is it 12:30? What's the agenda say? Okay, 10 minutes. Partnerships. Again, if you guys want to dive in deep, scan the QR code. I encourage you to buy the course. Because you're here, put in the coupon code 20OFF, 20 off. Write that down. That'll get you 20% off because you're here. Okay, I have to move. Partnerships. If you can collaborate with another GC, you can boost your capabilities, tackle larger, more complex projects. I've done this myself. I have a partner that I've done over $10 million worth of partnerships with them. And it's been amazing because there's distributed risk. You can distribute the risk, right? You can expand your networks, unlocking industry contacts. You can have financial efficiency because you're sharing costs, right? And best practices, all this industry knowledge. This provides learning and growth for you, mutual exchange of skill sets. It gives you an edge over your competitors, right? Because you offer more comprehensive services combined. Scalability, you can manage more projects simultaneously. Access to resources, maybe he has a technology or a workforce or a piece of equipment. Like this one guy that I partnered with had a lull. I didn't have a lull, right? But we needed a lull to like do the forklift stuff and get up there and install the windows on the second story of our multifamily renovation, right? So in the course, I give you a 10-step guide to making partnerships work. And I even give you another download of an example partnership agreement for you to get started. So let's move. 27 is press releases. So cementing your name in the minds of potential, of prospects, right, is huge. And you can do this through press releases. So you can hire, like Mike gave me this guy's contact, Corey, whatever his name is, Corey Chamberlain. But he can get you featured in different press, right, if you have a story to tell. So in the course, I give you 3 strategies to secure a media spotlight and 50 ideas of possible newsworthy stories to get your brain working about your business. But I'm going to kind of skip a bunch of stuff here. But this can really lead to a lot of engaged clients showing up at your doorstep or filling out your HubSpot form or your Jot form or whatever. Okay, cross promotion. You can tap into a collaborator's audience, right? Like maybe a larger GC, like maybe there's Haskell, right? They're $1 billion company or more. They're like, well, we don't want to do these little $100 million or these little $10 million jobs. Like I'll give them to Jay Lane, Think about it that way. Cross promotion, but you won't be able to handle something that big. So maybe you can send it to him, kind of scratch each other's back. But just think of how you guys can kind of use that, network with each other even, like I've had a lot of like YouTube subscribers reach out and they're like, man, I got this Florida project, but I'm in Denver or like whatever it is, So spread your brand's wings wider. Okay, number 29, we're almost there, guys. Appointment setters. Who here has like heard of these people? Yeah, okay, a couple people. These are lead generation pros. They're in the DMs. They're kind of a little bit of cold outreach or reaching out to people who already follow you, right? But these people go through courses and classes about how to reach out to potential clients. They are your frontline soldiers, right? They just sit there 8 hours a day. They proactively seek out potential clients, right? And they ensure that you have a consistent flow of leads. But they book appointments with quality prospects, right? So obviously you want to make sure that every lead you get is a quality lead, because a non-quality lead is just going to waste your time and it's going to waste your money. So the last step, and again, a lot in the course, there's hours of content about each one of these things as well as the downloads. But some people have said that just like a couple of the downloads have been worth the whole course. It's weight in gold, just these downloads. is measuring results. It's an intricate dance, marketing is. Every move, every campaign, every dollar spent, it's a part of the larger narrative of attracting, right, engaging, and then converting clients. You attract them, and you engage them with your content, and they go through your funnel, and then you can convert them into construction sales, right? So data doesn't just tell you numbers, but it tells you stories, right? Stories of what's resonating with your audience and what's fading into the background. Maybe you don't dump money into those marketing methods because it doesn't make sense. So you want to understand where to channel your funds and your efforts for maximum impact. So look at the metrics. It's not merely just numbers, but they're insights, right? Like maybe you have a website traffic spike to your website after a social media campaign outreach, right? So like, oh, okay, that was like right there, so you can kind of tell that worked. There's companies like Hyros and like stuff that I don't even do that just like literally tracks every little click, and it's like this really analytical thing. I look at it because like we're busy, right? So it's like, or you could hire someone to like dig into all that stuff, but just for yourself, just look at it on a macro level, you know? Don't go crazy with it, but just understand that marketing is as much of an art as it is a science. And you're not just building structures, but you're leaving a legacy, right? And marketing is just the first step in the journey. That's it.
So good. Come on now.